Hey everybody! Koricon Nala here,
And I'm Matt Kohler.
and we're here to go over some poll questions from episodes 1 through 4, because we're doing blocks of 4. Episode 5 should be up now, so the polling for episode 4 would be done since it's a week. And the first poll came from Independence Day, and it says, who is your favorite sidekick? And we got 42% for Robin, 17% for Aqualad, 17% for Kid Flash, and 24% for Speedy. So we actually got an extra vote on Speedy.
You know, I'm actually pretty surprised that Robin didn't do better than 42%.
Really?
Well, I mean, Robin's the most famous sidekick. I mean, if you haven't watched Young Justice, I've never heard of Speedy or Aqualad.
But there are a lot of people that hate on Robin. Like, they just don't like him in general.
That is true.
And Kid Flash is funny. I can understand Speedy because he's very much of more of the adult out of the group. He feels more like the Green Arrow version of Nightwing.
Yeah.
So people would be attracted to that because a lot of people love Nightwing, which I think is funny. People that hate Robin actually like Nightwing.
Yeah, it's very weird. I think it's just because with Robin, there hasn't been that many good adaptations of him. He always comes off annoying.
Yeah, I like him in this, though. He became one of my favorite characters, but I think part of it is his humor is not cheesy. He acts like a kid because he's a kid, but he's actually got some pretty funny humor in there. And the moments where he's like an asshole, where you were mentioning in one of the episodes when Kid Flash got his butt kicked, and he's like, hit on teacher and got served.
Yeah.
And he's like giggling in the background. You're like, man, Robin is such an asshole.
Yeah, he sometimes he doesn't come off very well, but he is only like 13 or 14, I think.
Right, but his humor doesn't seem mean too much in the show. It's still funny, but it's not cheesy.
Yeah.
So I like that. What do you think about... I thought Kid Flash would get more.
I think so too, but I think if you don't like Kid Flash, you'd most likely choose Aqualad because they're the exact two opposite. So they kind of equal each other out, which is why it's kind of funny that they both got 17%. That's kind of where I am with that. I don't know if we're supposed to do this, but I think I went for Kid Flash, if I remember right.
No, you can vote. I voted. Or no, actually, I don't think I can vote on Twitter polls.
Well, I didn't know if we were supposed to tell anyone what we did, but I guess it's already out there.
Well, I've said many times that Robin is my favorite, so...
Yeah, I think I've said Kid Flash or Aqualad. It was very hard that day when I decided to pick, but I chose Aqualad. Or Kid Flash. See, I already did it. Gosh.
So on poll number 2 for episode 2, Fireworks, I said, should Kid Flash change his name before he's 40 years old? And we got 88% that said yes. So basically, we only had 8 votes on that poll, right? Basically, one person said no, and everyone else said yes.
Which means that Kid Flash, if you're listening out there, you need to change your name as quickly as possible.
I don't know. I think Kid Flash was the one vote that said no. I think he came on Twitter and was like, no, I don't want to change my name because when I get older, I'm still youthful.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's, in the type of the idea, hey, you're always a kid at heart.
Right. Yeah.
There's
That's
nothing
how
wrong
I
with that.
feel. I'm always a kid at heart.
Yeah, but you don't call yourself Kid Koricon.
No. No, I don't look like a kid. I got chin hair. Kid
I
Flash
mean,
can't grow chin hair.
there are kids that grow chin hair.
That's true, and it always looks weird.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
Anyway,
if he did, I got a question for you. So if Kid Flash did change his name, so like Robin became Nightwing, Speedy I think kept his name so far,
yes.
but who would Kid Flash change his name to? Like he wouldn't just be Flash because there's still a Flash.
And there's already a Reverse Flash.
Yeah, and you can't really call him. I mean, you'd have to come up with another Speed name.
Maybe like the Chaser.
I don't know. Personally, I would name myself Doppler.
Oh yeah.
Because then I could be the Doppler effect. The only time you know I'm around is you kind of hear me go.
Yeah, that's a good question.
But you know, only smart people would get my name. Everyone else would just think my real name was Doppler.
But see, that's when villains would be like, what? And then you'd beat them.
Right, because they would stop for a second to think, where have I heard that before?
And
or they're like, my gosh, why is he wearing a mask? He just gave me his real name. It's not my real name, dude. It's a scientific thing.
It's bulletproof.
That would be a funny trope, though, especially with Kid Flash's humor, is that he has to explain his name Doppler every time. I think that would be a funny running joke where he's like, no, I am named after the Doppler effect. Come on.
I feel like you could go for something because he eats a lot. He's fast. So, like, Metabolite.
Metabolite.
Yeah, Metabolite. Like, metabolism. He has a fast metabolism. He's always hungry.
See, that's another name that he would have to explain all the time. It just doesn't sound smart.
Oh no, it just.
But you know that also fits his personality because he does say stupid things. So it would make sense that he would come up with something dumb like that.
Or he could just be called Dude That Hits on Chicks.
Got served.
Oh my gosh, yes. The superhero version of He Got Served.
He got served.
I'd watch it.
Same here. All right, so for episode 3, those of you that see my picture now understand, but welcome to Happy Harbor. There's no pole.
It's not so happy.
So I think I forgot to put it on Twitter, or there were a couple of times where I put the poll up before the episode, and so I would delete the poll to re-add it so that it was physically after. I know it's a stupid thing with my head, but I liked having things in order. And so I think what I did is I put the poll for episode 3 up, and then I uploaded episode 3, and I was like, oh, that's the wrong order. And I deleted the poll and then got distracted and forgot to put it back up.
Oh.
That's what I think happened.
I mean,
but I've got
it was a college try.
It was. So what I want to do is I will turn the comment section into the poll for episode 3 and let you know what our poll was supposed to be. And the poll was how many body parts is Kid Flash going to collect in season 1? Since he's in the first episode, he collected a disgusting nose. And then episode 2, he got a cybernetic eye. And then he got a helmet and a face mask. So the choices are 2. Well, he already collected 4.
Well, at that point on episode 3, we only saw 2.
That's true. So if you answer 2, you're wrong.
Yeah, if you're watching this episode,
You're wrong.
don't pick 2.
Yeah, don't pick 2. So I said 2, 4, which is a correct answer, but it means you don't think he's collecting any more. 6, and then 8 plus. So my thinking is, because he has a shelf that he's putting them on, that
Oh, yeah.
that he's going to collect more than 8. Because in his mind, he wants to fill up the shelf, just like the shelves that are behind me. Every time I get something from Loot Crate or Geek Fuel, I put it on that shelf and I'm running out of space. So I think he's going to do the same thing. The reason he's got the shelf is so that he can fill them up with his souvenirs.
My thinking is that people are going to vote for 2
Just
because you told them. Yeah.
I told them, don't vote for 2, you're wrong. So a lot of people are going to vote for 2 just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
You bastards.
They'll be like, oh, they won't see it coming.
Right? You're like, ha ha ha.
Well, the
like,
joke's
come on, man.
them.
Yeah, you're wrong automatically. But thanks for commenting. I appreciate it. All right. But I do like my picture. I think I told you, but it's James Vanderbeek from Dawson's Creek, and he's crying. I always thought that picture was funny. So that's... that is the missing poll for episode 3.
Isn't there like a great picture or meme of Michael Jordan crying?
Yeah, that was a thing for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you got Sad Affleck now.
Yeah, oh gosh, that one's priceless. I think it's because we all know what's happening.
But, he did sign on. He signed on for 3 more movies.
Well, when you see the zeros, who wouldn't?
Right. But I think he's a good Batman. Like,
oh, I don't think he's bad.
The thing is, I don't think he should feel sad. Batman v Superman is not the greatest movie. But I actually watched it again recently. And it's watchable. It's okay. I like it for what it is. And my review, I said the same thing. But it has a lot of major problems.
I think people went in expecting a Marvel movie or a Nolan movie, and they got disappointed in 2 different ways. 1, DC's not Marvel. 2, it's hard to top the best director of this generation.
True. But there were some major flaws in the story. Like, Doomsday was basically ruined, and
oh yeah,
they tried to put too many storylines in one movie. However, that aside, Ben Affleck was the best part of the movie. His Batman was awesome, and he's one of the few people that can play Batman and Bruce Wayne and pull it off. Like, there's a lot of people that do good at one or the other.
Yeah, I think Michael Keaton's really good at Bruce Wayne, but not so much as Batman.
Exactly. I think he would be better at it now that he's older. I think he would do a good old Batman because he was great as Vulture.
Oh, he was my favorite part of that movie, Spider-Man.
Yeah, his Vulture was awesome. But Ben Affleck...
go on.
I was going to say Ben Affleck was a great Batman. So he shouldn't feel sad that the movie wasn't great because he has more opportunities to make a good Batman movie.
And hopefully, because I think, Ben Affleck has shown that he's not only just a good director or actor, like he knows what he's doing with a story. I think they should give him some free reign to make sure that it is good.
Well, now they got Matt Reeves. I have full faith in Matt Reeves. After seeing what he did with the last 2 Planet of the Apes movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just let Matt Reeves do whatever he does, and it'll turn out good. But I wouldn't, I don't mind if Ben Affleck is just Batman, that he's not writing and directing.
Yeah.
Because he does a good Batman.
I agree. Isn't Deathstroke supposed to be the main villain in the first one?
He was in the script that Ben Affleck was working on when he was still directing. But then when he stepped down as director and Matt Reeves took over, Matt Reeves threw the script out and he's rewriting it all from fresh. So I don't think Deathstroke is going to be the villain because Matt Reeves is going more for a detective story instead of a hard action film, and Deathstroke is more a villain for a hard action film.
Yeah, I just want a good Riddler outside of Frank
You know,
Gorshin.
a good Riddler would work with a detective story because it's all about figuring out the puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think I think Scarecrow would be a good one. But they did him in the Nolan movies.
And he was the first one outside of Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, so to keep yourself separate from the Nolan movies, I think doing the Riddler would be a really good decision.
I think him or Penguin, because you could get a Goodfellas like feel.
Yeah, Penguin would be good. Everybody would compare him to the guy on Gotham, but it's the same with Riddler too.
Yeah, but the guy who plays Riddler is not that good.
I think he's okay. I think he's a little over the top, but of course, Riddler is supposed to be over the top. So
I don't think we've ever gotten a really good serious Riddler. I mean, we've gotten a good Riddler with Frank Gorshin, but
yeah. And I like Jim Carrey's Riddler. It was just in a bad movie.
Yeah, it's like if it felt like if Ace Ventura rolled into a Batman movie, which I love. But
he nailed Frank Gorshin's laugh.
Oh yeah,
he nailed it, and he has the flexible Willy Wonka body. That's like not Willy Wonka, but I mean he's wonky. His body is very flexible and floppy, and it works great for Riddler. And he got the Frank Gorshin laugh. They just didn't give him great lines to do, and the costumes looked cheesy, and it was just a bad movie he was in. But it's the same thing with Ben Affleck's Batman. Like, he's a great Batman, just not in the best movie. So I think Jim Carrey would play a great Riddler if he was in a good movie.
Yeah, I agree.
And actually, I wouldn't mind seeing him play the Riddler in a Matt Reeves movie. He would be an older Riddler.
You know, sometimes it would be really interesting to do different dynamics with the characters. And they already have an older Batman, so you
could say that Batman Forever is canon and just bring in the Riddler has been in Arkham Asylum this whole time, because Ben Affleck's Batman is supposed to be close to retirement, so it would make sense that they would be around the same age.
Yeah.
Why not? I just convinced myself that the villain should be Riddler and Jim Carrey should do it.
or if you want to go really old and really crazy, Christopher Walken. Let's just do it.
Actually, Christopher Walken would be an awesome. What was the clock guy?
The Clock King.
Clock King.
Oh
he
my
would be
gosh.
an awesome Clock King, because did you ever watch his movie from the 80s? It was based on Stephen King.
No.
I can't remember the name of it, but basically anybody that he touches, he can see how they die.
Oh no, I have not seen that.
Yeah, I'm going to put the name on in post-edit because I'll look it up. But in that movie, he had a cane and he had a limp, and he was very serious. And he's done a lot of serious roles. I would love to see him with a cane that's a watch hand and just standing straight. I think he would be great.
So
he's
the
tall.
Clock King or Riddler?
I think he would be a better Clock King than Riddler. Riddler needs to be more animated.
Oh, no, I'm saying, so Jim Carrey, Riddler, or Walken as Clock King for first Batman movie.
I'm sold. We need to tag Matt Reeves in this video and say about 5 or 10 minutes in, you need to start watching our ideas about Batman.
You might A, never watch this again, or B, hire us.
Yeah, exactly. We'll do your movie. I think he knows what he's going to do, but All right, well, we went off on a weird tangent. Let's go to episode 4. So on episode 4, Drop Zone, we have the question, what will happen with Kid Flash's love life?
Man, we really love diving into Kid Flash's.
Well, he keeps giving us material, man. So we have 29% gets a girlfriend, or 25% gets a girlfriend. 13% hits on women and fails.
Oh, gosh.
0% of hits on women and succeeds.
Jeez.
And 62% stays single forever.
You guys, people are terrible. I mean, granted, I picked the last one too. So.
Oh, you really?
Yeah.
I picked gets a girlfriend, but stays single forever. That's poor Kid Flash.
Yeah,
the dude's not gonna have a great name when he gets older, and he's gonna be single.
He's gonna be Metabolite and single.
You know, if his name is Metabolite, I understand why he's single. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Metabolite.
Why are you single, Metabolite? Never mind, I just answered my own question.
Oh yeah, you're not
that's
cool
it.
at all.
I remember.
You kind of look like Flash. I'm Metabolite.
I'm Metabolite.
Gosh, superheroes suck nowadays. I'm going home.
You've been saved by a Metabolite. I don't want to be saved by a Metabolite. I don't want to tell people Metabolite saved me.
They'll make fun of me at school.
But at least 25% said get a girlfriend.
Yeah.
So we had 8 votes. That means 2 people said that he would get a girlfriend, and actually
Everyone
that
else
should
wants
be
him to
higher
fail.
because I can't choose I can't pick one. Since I put the poll up, it won't let me pick one. So that should be a higher. That should be a higher percentage. So it should be like
you're trying to make it seem like Kid Flash has a shot.
Yeah, it should be like 30% or 33%, something like that.
Well, I mean, that's not fair, but I'll go with it because Kid Flash will fail.
That means his stay single forever would come down to like maybe 55%.
So not a whole bunch.
I would make the gap smaller. I'm looking out for you, bro. I'm looking out for you. I got you back.
I mean, I don't know how much we came up with 2 really bad adult Flash names.
Yeah, Doppler and
Metabolite.
I
mean, we could.
Metabolite. Metabolite sounds like an actual protein drink that you would buy at GNC or something.
He's the GNC sponsored superhero.
He's got a picture of the protein shake on his back, and he's got a little badge like a NASCAR on his chest.
Yeah, they're like NASCAR. Like superheroes are now sponsored by companies.
That's his logo. That's his emblem on his chest. Instead of the Flash Lightning Bolt, it's the Metabolite. Product placement.
What's funny is there's an episode of Flash of Justice League. I mean, the cartoon where Flash is a cartoon or a commercial for an energy bar.
Oh, really?
And, yeah.
It makes sense. Maybe he will become Metabolite.
Or he could just become the lame adult Flash. Like he's like, I don't really have a name, so Adult Flash.
Yeah, Adult Flash. I'm not a kid anymore. I'm Adult Flash. Well, you're not much of an Adult Flash because Flash is still Flash.
I'm young Adult Flash.
I'm young Adult Flash.
I'm adolescent, almost able to drive a car. Flash. All right. Poor Flash.
No, poor Flash. But I'm sure he's going to give us a lot more poll questions in the future just because he's really good at giving us content.
I know.
Robin might be one of my favorite characters, but Kid Flash seems to be the most interesting of the group.
Well, Aqualad is like, hey, I'm in this show. Let's progress the show. Come on, guys. Let's
Well,
actually do something.
He is the leader, and I'm
Yeah,
glad
no.
he's the leader, but he's too serious to give us too much material. Maybe in the future he'll have a bigger story arc that we can cling on to. I'm sure they will.
I feel like we could always do a poll question. How many times is Superboy gonna roid out? I mean, but
Every episode.
But that'd be
how many episodes are there?
I think 52 so far.
So that's how many times he's gonna roid out. It's 52.
But Superboy, he just does the same thing every episode. Robin, he has an interesting dynamic, but he's not the complete goofball. Miss Martian's too obsessed with Superboy right now, and we've just learned about Artemis.
Yeah,
okay,
that was last up, but that's not up.
Oh,
actually, that might be up now.
Well,
I don't know.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers.
But when it comes to Kid Flash, he changes every episode. I mean, one minute he's stealing people's limbs, next minute he's just hitting on women and getting schooled, and then next minute, he has the most interesting uniform because they change it colors. I mean, from the suit, from his mouth, I mean, he just has everything going for him. Maybe that's what the show should be called. Everything going with Flash.
His black suit does look awesome.
I know.
The first time he changed it to black, I was like, dude, you should just keep it like that because that's awesome.
I feel like that's how they feel because they just keep going back to it.
Yeah, you might as well. I mean,
yeah, just go all the way.
Yeah, just embrace it, man.
They should be they should be the Gothic Justice League, or the emo Justice League, and all wear black, all times.
If he wore the black suit, he could reference How to Train Your Dragon and call himself the Night Fury.
Oh gosh, yes.
See, that would be more badass, right?
Yeah, that's actual. That's an actual. That feels like a superhero name, or he could reference a movie and call himself Gone with the Wind.
No, people would think he's farting all the time.
Or he's just referencing the movie. It's like, why are you referencing that?
See, if I was a superhero, I would name myself Fezzik from The Princess Bride, Andre the Giant.
Oh yeah. I already have my superhero name. It'd be called Red Crimson.
Red Crimson. So, basically Red.
Yep. I mean, it just sounds like a pilot from Star Wars.
It sounds like you're telling everybody the color of blood.
Or the color of my hair. Make it very obvious.
So then you should name yourself Ginger Blood.
Yeah, that also works, but that's too obvious. And I don't want my villains to be calling, oh no, it's Ginger Blood. Alright, come on, stop it. It's not funny anymore. Come on.
That, and they would go above and beyond to try and hurt you to make you bleed so they can go, haha, Ginger Blood.
That is true.
Let's not do that. We don't need you bleeding everywhere, man. We've got a lot more of these to film.
Although, if we want ratings, that might get it.
There you go. I'll come over and visit you, and the only thing I'll do is I'll walk on camera, punch you in the face, and then that's it.
Hey, there used to be movies of Thomas Edison killing elephants on film.
That is true. That's how he was proving that his electricity was better than Tesla's, because he was doing direct current and Tesla was doing alternating current.
Yep.
And that is such a messed up way of proving something.
And he got 1 million likes on YouTube.
Yeah, no.
I
But
think,
what I found funny is both of them are being used today. It's just
yeah.
alternating current is for long distance, and direct current is what we use locally in the house.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that one is better than the other. It's just one is better used in this situation. So he didn't need to do all of that stuff. Plus, he came out with the light bulb. So he was
I
rich,
mean,
rich enough as it is.
Grant Edison was a terrible human being in a lot of ways, just because he literally bought the first camera, or like he bought the rights that someone else made a camera. It's like, look, I made the first camera.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the same thing as Bill Gates with DOS.
Yep.
You know, he sold DOS to IBM and then went and bought DOS off the guy that actually made it. So it's like, yeah. But Bill Gates is not an asshole. He's actually a very nice man that gives a lot of money to charity.
Where Thomas Edison kills elephants.
Yeah, where Thomas Edison killed elephants. All right, so I think that's where we'll end it. Thomas Edison killed elephants. Thank you guys for watching. If you would like to see our videos, ask us questions, or just comments in general on Twitter, all of our stuff is being put under the hashtag KoriconYJ. So go ahead and check that out. New episodes are up. Well, it's supposed to be up every Friday, but of course I don't always get to that. But I'm working on it. I've got another laptop to help me with rendering and editing, so I'm not using my main computer's processing power, so it should increase my productivity so I can get these episodes out on Friday. But every time I upload an episode, the next week's episode is on Patreon for our first tier. $1 a month Patreons can see episodes a week early. So go ahead and check that out. Links to everything, social medias, whatever questions, all the linky stuff is in the description below, so check that out. If you're on Vidme, upvote this, give me a follow, and share it around. If you're on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and we'll see you on the next video.